I've been a youth pastor for about 5 years now, and I've had the opportunity to watch a lot of kids come to know the Lord, which has been a real blessing. You know, you always hope that the words you're saying are hitting their target and that you're explaining the gospel in a way that they understand it and can apply it to their daily lives. Now, there was one kid that I really struggled to reach. Sunday after Sunday, he'd come to youth church while his parents were in the adult church, and he'd sit in the back and never really talk to anyone, just keeping to himself. He just had this expression that he really didn't want to be here. And that's one of the principles that Jesus teaches us, to love one another. It's not the kind of love that says, I'll only love you if you do what I say or if you do what I like. It's a servant kind of love. So let's look at some real life examples of this kind of love. Whenever we visit people in the prisons, that's where we show that type of love. And whenever we deliver Thanksgiving baskets or feed the homeless, that's when we also show that type of love. It's a type of love that you do not because it benefits you, but because it benefits others. Yes, Kanaya.
Is that like putting others before yourself?
That's exactly right. That's the kind of love that Jesus has for us, and that's the kind of love he wants us to have for each other. All right, let's transition into our praise report time. Who'd like to share? Yes, Beth, come on up.
I asked God to help me make it on the cheerleading squad this year, and he did.
That's good, Beth.
Well, you guys prayed for me to win my next football game, and we beat Crimson.
Yeah. Good.
Well, my great aunt was released from the hospital last week. The doctor said she was doing better, and my family and I were really happy about that.
Good. Good.
Well, I really wanted Trevion to ask me to the fall dance, which he did. But Michelle, the captain of the cheerleading team, she was really mad at me because he asked me and not her. It wasn't my fault.
Okay, thank you, Kyla. Thank you. Thank you. Darren, would you like to share something with us?
No, sir, Mr. Ted.
He never has anything to share.
That's okay, Darren. You don't have to share. I just want everyone to know the podium's always open and available for anyone who wants to share. Guys, let's go ahead and transition into our group prayer time. No more than 2 to 3 people in a group. Don't forget, next week we're going to be working with the Five Loaves Ministry to feed the homeless, and we'll also be passing out gospel tracts. Darren, would you like to participate in prayer time?
No, I'm good. Can I go to the restaurant?
Sure.
Darren, your mom was here to help pass out the food and the gospel tracts.
God bless you. Here you go.
Here's a gospel tract.
So is this the part where you come share the gospel?
What?
You know, where you guys bring out the food, you share the gospel so you can go home and mark it off of your good deeds of the week checklist so you can get yourself some brownie points for church.
No, man, I'm just saying so my mom won't say anything about me standing up texting on my phone.
Oh, so you trying to use me as cover?
Well,
I mean, aren't you supposed to be trying to get me saved?
Oh, here you go. What?
Nothing, man. You're definitely not trying to get any brownie points.
Darren.
Carl, well, that's a first.
What do you mean?
The first time anybody from a church has ever asked me my name.
I got a question.
Wait, let me guess. If I were to die tonight, am I 100% sure I'm going to heaven?
Nah, this is my first time here. And I was just wondering, how do these people get out here, you know?
Well, everybody's got a different story. See that bro over there? Strung out on drugs. That young dude right there got kicked out of his house. And other people lost their jobs.
Oh, man. What about you?
Oh, you getting kind of personal.
Oh, my bad.
Nah, I appreciate it. You remind me of me, direct. Well, I served 2 tours in Iraq. I lost a lot of friends in combat. I almost died many times myself. It kind of messes with your head. When I came back, I got diagnosed with PTSD, and I've been struggling ever since.
Oh, wow. Well, picked a really nice park. Great real estate.
You think? I almost went over on Shelley Grisham Park on 4th, but I really like the trees over here.
And softer benches.
Exactly. So, what are you, about 16?
I just turned 17.
You're kind of tall. I bet you play b-ball for your school.
Oh, yeah. Varsity.
Oh, so you're trying to be like the next Kobe or LeBron, like the rest of those young bros.
Nah, Kobe weak. LeBron gonna pass the scoring record.
Okay, well, keep your head on straight and don't let nobody kill your dreams.
All right. Well, it looks like they're packing to leave.
Well, if anybody asks, I'll tell them you shared the 4 spiritual laws with me.
Thanks, Mr. Carl. Hope everything looks up for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Hey, Mr. Carl.
What? You guys are back already? I thought it was another church group's time to come out.
Nah, it's just me. I was thinking about what you said about PTSD.
Oh, kid, I didn't mean to scare you.
Nah, you didn't scare me. It's just that my uncle's a counselor. He said you can come anytime you want to, free of charge. Here's his card. He's worked with lots of soldiers.
You mean you came all the way back down here to give me this card?
Yeah, my uncle's real cool. He's real down to earth.
I see he's over off on 1st Avenue South.
Oh, yeah, right over there.
Well, I might check him out.
All right. Well, I gotta go. It's time for me to suit up for my game.
Oh, so you can shoot the lights out like your boy Kobe.
Ha, you got jokes. Oh, wait, before I go, you got your resume in check?
Yeah, I do. It's right over here in my briefcase.
Well, I'm taking this business class in school. Maybe I can help you out with it.
Yeah, it'd be more like starting over since it's been so long since I had a resume.
Okay. The next time I come back, I'll help you out.
And if you don't, I won't hold it against you.
I'll be back.
All right, appreciate it.
So I saved your resume to the Gmail account I set up for you so that you can access it anytime you want to when you go to the library.
I like that. That way I won't be worried about mailing and making copies.
Yep, that's basically what it's for.
I stopped by to see your uncle. Rick, he's a really good listener.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I might stop back.
That's what's up. Well, I'll catch up with you later, Mr. Carl.
All right, Mr. Darren. Hey, Darren, I'm over here.
Hey, Mr. Carl, this suit should fit, but if not, I can bring more from the church.
Yeah, it should fit. That way I can look all professional for my job interviews.
All right, I hope everything works out for you.
Well, I really appreciate all that you've done. I've been out here for a long time, and I've seen a lot of people walk around talking about sharing the gospel, but this is the first time I've actually seen it.
What do you mean?
I mean, you listened to me, you talked to me, you lived out the gospel without even saying a word.
I mean, I was just trying to help.
Exactly, and you did. Hey, I tell you what, when I get this job, I'm gonna take you out for lunch. I'm gonna take you to Mickey D's, and you can get anything on the dollar menu you want.
Fine by me.
All right, then.
So let's look at temptation in a whole new light. You never outgrow your ability to be tempted, but each time you say no to the temptation, you become more and more like Christ and embody those fruits of the Spirit. So, who wants to come up and share a praise report?
Mr. Ted, I would like to share.
Come on up, Darren.
Hey, this is my first time sharing. And to be honest, I never really felt youth church or church period. I just came because my folks made me. I didn't want to go to Glen Park with the Five Loaves ministry. I wanted to go to the movies, but I went anyway, and I met this homeless man named Mr. Carl. I talked with him that night, learned something about him, and went back a lot of times after that to talk to him, just trying to help him with his resume for his job interview. I really didn't think anything about it, just trying to get someone off the streets. I didn't think I was doing anything big. I mean, it wasn't like I gave him any money. But this past week, he told me that I had been living out the gospel and that he actually seen it in me. That kind of stayed with me. I didn't really know what he was talking about because I don't know all of the Bible verses and stuff. And I didn't read any of those gospel tracks to him. But then I thought about what Mr. Ted was saying about being willing to help another person in any way you can. Not because it benefits you, but because it helps the other person. Somehow, God was able to take the little stuff I was doing and help Mr. Carl see the gospel message. And somehow, God was able to get me to help somebody else, and that was the last thing on my mind when I went out with the Five Loaves ministry. But I really like doing it, and I want to keep doing it. And I guess my prayer is that God will keep helping people to see the gospel every time I'm able to help them in some small way. So that's all I wanted to say, Mr. Ted.
Let's give Darren a hand. Sometimes you think you're not reaching a person and that it's going in one ear and out the other, but you never really know what God is doing in a person's heart. God had been working in Darren's heart, drawing him to himself while simultaneously using Darren to be a blessing in Mr. Carl's life. Every time I think of Darren's story, I remember a verse from the book of Matthew that I think embodies Darren. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. And also, a very good word by St. Francis of Assisi. Preach the gospel at all times, and when necessary, use words.